What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Comic Book Reviews. And today, we are going to be reviewing issue number 37 of the Justice League. It's People vs. Justice League, Part 4, titled The Fan. And, Chris, what did you think about this one?
I liked it.
I did too. I thought it was a lot better. Well, I won't say it was a lot better. I think it was a little bit better than the last couple.
Yeah.
It
was more fulfilling.
It was, in a way.
Yeah.
I think it was just in a way. I think there was, it wasn't quite as shocking or gripping, I guess, to me. But I think it was fulfilling only in a way of, not because content was there, but because of it basically answered the questions we had from the last one.
Yeah. There's a lot of loose ends tied off.
There were some loose ends that were the main loose end. The main story continued and was tied up. You figured out who this guy was, and now they're moving on to, hopefully figure out how to stop this guy or what the heck's going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. We want to give it away as far as.
No, probably not.
No, I will just call him. We'll just say this. We'll say that it's not a copycat. We'll say that. Yeah. We'll say that. There was at the end of the last book. We're assuming if you've watched this that you've probably read it or seen it. There was a guy who had murdered a senator, and it was dressed as Batman. And that was, they were calling him a copycat killer. Some people thought it was really Batman. At the end, you noticed that it was this copycat, and it was, Batman in a classic Batman suit in the shadows, and he was smoking a cigarette.
Yeah. That's
one thing. That's what the trademark of this guy, smoking a cigarette, even with, other looks of other Justice League members. But yeah, you find out this one he's not a copycat. In fact, he is a crazed fan who is doing this to those who were opposing the Justice League or creating problems for the Justice League, not just simply killing people and doing something against them.
Yeah.
So in his own twisted way, he was trying to help the Justice League. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I did too.
I thought Priest. I think Priest is actually doing really good. We talked about it in other reviews, but I think he is. He's kind of setting this up. I do think, like, in my negatives about the book, it was short. It was a really short issue, and it read really fast, and there wasn't a lot of content there. But it was kind of short and straight to the point. So it wasn't bad in a sense. It was just not much there. You just you figure out who this guy is, and next thing you know, it's you're there at the end.
Yeah.
But
there was a lot of neat moments.
Mm-hmm.
I love how they kind of catch him there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at the end. Yeah,
I will give that away. He does get away.
Yeah. Well, of course you have to. They're still going.
Yeah, but I won't say how.
Yeah.
Because that was a really cool twist that I didn't see coming, and that's what I want to. That's what I want to read.
It wasn't quite as cliffhanger-ish. It was cliffhanger-ish, but it wasn't like as shocking.
Not near like the last one.
The last one.
Yeah.
But it was a little simple. But it was interesting because they figured out kind of who this guy is and where he's from and how he knows a lot about the Justice League and
everything.
And pretty much knows everything about them. And it turns out there's a reason for that, and we don't want to spoil that. Also, he gets the upper hand on him and kind of escapes at the end, like he had mentioned. And that also relates to, how he knows and who he is.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think it's interesting. So it's interesting to see where he's going. I still, at this point, have no qualms about Priest and what he's doing. I think as of right now, I still think he was the best person to take this over, or one of the better people.
Yeah.
Because at least he's creating some excitement and something a little different, something better.
Well, at first, I had a slight little doubt in him at first.
Mm-hmm.
But I've really turned around on him.
Well, every one of these issues since the first part has been, which is 36 or no 34. I'm sorry, that was the first part when he took over. I think every one of these parts have had those where you had some scatterbrain, like some scatter moments, and then you had some really focused moments. You've had really strong dialogue, and then you had some weak stuff. But I think every one of these books has had not only a cliffhanger ending, but also a couple things that's happened that's very, very unique, or that's important.
This one was the most unique yet.
It was different.
Yeah,
it was. But now I want to know more about this guy. I want to know like what the heck's going on. What's his?
I know.
Is this some kind of? Is this just a crazed fan? It's not going to be much to it, or is it even bigger? Is it an even bigger picture? I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Well, I thought when the way the last one left off, I thought, I thought I knew where he was taking this, and then in this one, completely did the complete opposite of what I thought he was going to do, and I like that.
Yeah, I do too. I do. Well, you have an idea and it surprises you. Sometimes it's for the bad. Sometimes I like being surprised. Anymore, I like being surprised because everything seems so, I don't know, the same old cliche kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. This might not turn out to be anything great, but as of right now, I'm liking where it's going.
I got high hopes now.
You do.
I do.
I mean, I thought it was crazy seeing that cigarette out of Batman's mouth at the end. The copycat, and I just wanted to know, like, my God, this guy's a sinister son of a bitch. What the heck's going on here? So I don't know. Now he's just a crazed fan who, in his own twisted way, is trying to help.
Yeah.
So and that's always dangerous too. That's dangerous.
Oh yeah.
That's just as dangerous.
Yeah.
So.
He says they're gonna get my help whether they want it or not.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's more that's pretty freaking dangerous.
Well, especially all the problems that the Justice League are still facing, which is another subplot that they didn't really explore too much in this because like I said, it was very short. But I think that it's one of those. It's going to come together a lot nicer, but they're still kind of falling apart a little bit.
Yeah.
We don't want to forget that they're still passing it around, playing the blame game, and they're still going to struggle. I mean, there's a lot of people against them with everything that happened in the prior issues. It's them versus social media. I do find it funny that that there's this big, like in a lot of these comics, there's this big kind of attack on social justice warriors, or they talk about social justice warriors, and I kind of like that because it's relatable. We see that happening every day, whether you are for it or against it. You see that happening every day with the media and the PC bros and all that shit. So you do see, and I like that they're kind of turning it on its head in comic books because, like most people know, the PC political correctness kind of stuff has affected comic books.
Oh, big time.
Period.
Yeah, big time.
So it's kind of nice to get that in there and kind of give them. In my opinion, it was kind of giving them shit a little bit, or is making them their own entity. Like this is a certain specific group of people that just like to cause a lot of shit for people.
Yeah,
so, I like that.
Yeah.
What's your final score on this one?
Oh boy, I would say probably a 7.5.
7.5. I don't know if that'd be my lowest score yet. I can't remember now, but I'll give it a 7.5 too.
Yeah.
And only because, not because it wasn't intriguing, but I like the ending to the last one a little bit better, and it seemed to be a lot more going on. Like there were still things in the last one that there's more to it. Just for the lack of pages and content, or what it seemed to be anyway.
It was a very, very fast read.
It was a very fast read, so didn't seem like there was a lot of meat there in this one.
Yeah,
just real basic. Hey, this is what this guy is, and then we'll tell some more later. Not that it was bad, just that's what I'm going to give it. So, we will wrap it up for this review. You guys should need to check this out. The People vs. Justice League issues 34 through 37 so far. This is part 4, number 37. So far it's pretty good. It's been worth checking out. Priest has done a good job. Art's by Pete Woods. This one actually they changed the artist. There's a couple joint artists here. The art's still amazing.
Yeah,
I thought the art was really good by these new artists.
Yeah, I did too.
Pete Woods still did the cover. And the cover's really good. You can see it here. But I'm still looking forward to the rest of them. And as soon as we get 38 in our hands, we'll have a review up. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Thank you.